Every winter, up to 1,000 pups are born here at Nook, making it home to almost 3,000 grey seals at its busiest time. For most of the year, grey seals go out to sea or around the coast to live. However, from October to December, the seals come to Nook to breed near the dunes. Every November and December, the seals give birth to their pups near the sand dunes, which attract many visitors that come to catch a glimpse of this extraordinary event. Seals are large predators and are very powerful animals. They can move surprisingly quickly and, having teeth similar to a dog, can inflict a nasty bite, including the pups. Mothers with pups can be very protective and can be aggressive. A mother seal may abandon her pup if it smells of humans or dogs, so it's best that any visitors refrain from trying to touch the pups or let their dogs near them. A mother seal may also abandon her pup by simply leaving it behind. The first 4 days are critical for a mother and her young. If the mother leaves her pup within this time, unfortunately the seal is likely to be abandoned. There are many dangers for the seals when they are in the wild. For example, fishing nets are a real danger to seals. They could get trapped in them and may be unable to escape without getting injured. Harsh storms are also a risk to seals, as they may get caught up in the waves and may become badly injured. However, if this does happen, there are a group of people nearby who can help and care for these animals. When rescuing a seal, it normally takes 2 to 3 people to rescue it. They take the crate to the van and get back to the sanctuary as quickly as possible in order to check the health of the seal. The Seal Sanctuary is located in Mablethorpe, which is a small seaside town situated in Lincolnshire. The sanctuary has been open since the early 1900s, where it catered for injured birds, foxes and deer, before having the first seal brought into the sanctuary in 1974. On arrival, seal pups are taken into the hospital and are usually given an antibiotic injection and a glucose-based fluid by tube to help counter any dehydration. They are also thoroughly checked over by the keepers and even a vet if needed, and then given the appropriate treatments for the pup to get stronger.
We've brought him in here, but all 3 of them have been very phlegmy. This one, the one he was in with, and the one in the middle. Hello, my name is Chloe Drew. I'm one of the directors of the Seal Sanctuary at Mablethorpe. I've been here since 2006. I first started here when I was on my university course, and I haven't looked back since. It's become my passion, and it always will be. The purpose of this hospital is to be the first starting point for any animal that comes in, whether it be seals, birds, or any other type of birds or mammals. The most common injuries that we get for the common seals, the most common reasons they come, is worms and mites. They're a parasite that are internal and external on the seals. The grey seals normally come in because they get separated from their mother too soon, and either due to humans being careless or due to bad weather.
Okay, lovely.
When a seal first comes in, we look at the condition of it and we weigh it on the scales. We write down all the ailments that it may have, the reasons that we think it's here, and its weight. They then go into the pens. They get about 30 minutes to settle, and then we give them a fluid feed, sometimes fish, sometimes not, depending on the condition of the seal. I'm just preparing the fluid ready for the seal. It needs a fluid feed to help hydrate it. We add hot water to the tube to make it more flexible so it goes down the seal's throat better. Otherwise it may scratch and do some damage on the way down. When tubing a seal, you've got to go sort of down the roof of the mouth, aim for the middle. Common seals often clamp their throat, which makes it difficult to get it in. The noise you can hear at the moment is the acid in his stomach. It's not his lungs. We'll put a small amount in first to make sure it's not going into the lungs. Once it goes nicely, put the rest of the fluid in. Pull it out nice and gently. And then he gets his reward, which is a fish, or 3. You have to press firmly, but gently, and then they just swallow it nicely. The seals start off, they can go anywhere from 3 feeds a day up to 6 or 7, depending on the size of seal. We generally do it between 3 and 5 feeds. They can get anything from 2 sprats per feed up to 2.
My name's Clemency and I've worked here for just about a year now. I've always wanted to work with animals since I was about 7 years old, and an opportunity came up here while I was still at college. So I started working here, finished college, and now I work here full time. We just moved Simba from his old home in the hospital to his new home here, where he'll start getting ready for release now that he's all well. During the day, I will feed all of the seals about 3 times, sometimes 2, depending on how much they're eating. I'll feed the meerkats 4 times, giving them 2 bug feeds and 2 fruit feeds. I feed the seabirds, giving them 2 feeds. I clean all of the seal pools, well, as many as I can fit in a day's time, and that's about it.
My name's Amy, I'm the senior keeper. I help to look after the hospital when Chloe and Dennis are off. I also help look after the rest of the animals in the place as well. Different days, different rounds, and I also look after the staff. Every day is different for me. 2 days a week I go in with the hospital with the seals, which is any that come in new I have to chew feed and hand feed and force feed until they're ready to go to a bigger pool. And I also do the seal round, which is our resident seals and the pups that are on to the next stage when they need a bigger pool to be released. And in another 2 weeks I'm doing the different rounds, but mostly bird round. They used to breed parrots here when it first opened, and they're the ones that some of them are left over, because we're mainly now just aim to be a sanctuary for the seals and injured birds, but we have obviously the meerkats and the lynx. We have 2 separate enclosures for the meerkats. We've got the main group of meerkats, which the dominant female and male came from Chester Zoo, and they've bred. So we've got 9 of their offspring, and 3 of her offspring that she shunted out of the group and abandoned, so we had to hand rear them, which are in a different group. We give the meerkats 2 lots of fruit feeds a day and 2 lots of bug feeds, which is mealworms, crickets, hoppers. The meerkats have a dominant female, and she runs it and she looks after them all and tells them who's who, and if anyone crosses her, then that's it, she'll shunt them out. But the ones we've got they're a good group. We have our resident seals for many different reasons why they can't be released. We have the 3 big pools, and we do 2 feeds a day at 11:15 and 3:30. That's Monday to Saturday, and then a Sunday only at 2 p.m. we do We do a feed for the public to watch, and we do a little talk about the seals and how much it costs us to buy the fish every week. And then we introduce the seals to you.
This seal in front of us we've got is a female grey seal. Her name is Donna. She came to us at only a couple of weeks old. She was still a white coat at the time. She came to us from Donna Nut, hence the name Donna. She became too tame whilst we were rehabilitating her. She'd got quite a lot of wounds on her when she came, so she had to go on a very powerful dose of antibiotics and had to have her wounds cleaned quite a lot, which is why she became too tame. Donna had a daughter, well, she's actually had 3 daughters while she's been here, one of which is Splash. She's the one that is just at the side of Donna. She's also a female grey seal. She was born here. Her father is actually Nookie, the big male grey out the front. The other 2 seals we've got in here are common seals. We have William, who is the male common at the back, which is splashing us. Then we've got Lord Bruce. Lord Bruce was taken in by another seal sanctuary, and they considered that he was too tame to be released back into the wild. William, on the other hand, was taken in as a very young pup, and him and Bruce are now the best of friends. They are companions to each other.
Here at Mablethorpe Seal Sanctuary, we don't only care for seals, we also take in all types of Lincolnshire's wildlife. We take in all different types of seabirds. Currently here that's non-releasable, we have gannets and black-headed gulls, black-backed gulls, common gulls, kittiwakes. We also have an Arctic skua. We also take pets that have been found in people's gardens if they're not theirs, if they've escaped or been abandoned. We have had parrots brought into us, we've had lovebirds, we've had rabbits. Any type of people's pets that get loose, if we can give them a home, we do.
I'm Bernard Dobbs. I've lived in Mablethorpe since I was 15-year-old, and I had a regular job until I retired 7 years ago, and I came up here for a seasonal job in the shop, and after that season I've stopped on 2 days a week ever since, doing general maintenance, looking after animals, fetching them in and taking them out when necessary, rescuing, general maintenance and messing around. My main job, I make sure that the paths are clean to start with when I come, sweep all the leaves and twigs and what off the branches, and then I go and investigate what sort of jobs they want me to do. The boss finds me a job, and it's taking the old buildings down, has been for the last few years, taking the old aviaries down, and we're building and replacing them as we go along, and I help the other people doing these jobs. I think it's the area, it's the environment, it's fresh air, and when it's raining or anything, I can go inside, I can do more or less what I want. There are some people that go to get up in the morning and why have I got to go there? But this doesn't happen here. With most of the staff, we all enjoy working here. Among the staff and the animals and the environment, it's nice to come here. Even on a wet day, you find something interesting. Life's different if it's a wet, cold, windy day, and then you get a real nice sunny day, and it's beautiful up here in these sandhills. I love it. I'm one of Mablethorpe's councillors. I've been on Mablethorpe Council for 30 years now, and a few years ago I was asked to be the mayor, and since then I've been the mayor 4 times. This is my 4th time, and I find that this is one of the main attractions for Mablethorpe. If people only went and found out what it's all about, it's coming to one of the main things from Mablethorpe. I would ask them to come and investigate, have a good look round, but when they do come, a lot of people don't read the information boards and you can spend a lot of time and find a lot out by reading the information boards in front of all the aviaries. Yeah, I was asked what some of the funny stories are that works, and one of the main incidents that causes a laugh every time anybody hears about it is that I was walking across in between the two main pools one really frosty cold morning. I'd been doing some outside work and I was big heavy top coat, Wellingtons and hats and everything, weighing a ton. Anyway, I slipped in this big main pool, 4 or 5 seals floating around me, and I couldn't get up. I was laid flat on my back. I couldn't get up. And one of the other members of staff did see me and called help, and they had to drag me out by my coat collar, which is still referred to as one of the jokes of the Seal Sanctuary. There are other things here besides the seals. Lots of people think it's just for the seals, but it isn't. We have all sorts of rescued animals. We have foxes and badgers. We have numerous types of owls. There's eagle owls, there's barn owls, there's kestrels. There's all sorts of that sort of life. And then we even have a squirrel that was rescued from somebody's garden shed. And we look after everything that comes in. There's 2.5 acres, 2.25 acres, something like that. But it really is an education to go around and see it all set out in its sandhills environment. One of the things that really is nice working here, you see the old process of this seal operation working. So you go out to Donanook, which is about 4 miles up the beach, and collect baby seals, which we brought 2 in last week, and they come in the white coats, being damaged by their parents or whatever, but we bring them in. They go into the hospital and are assessed to what's the next best stage. They're inoculated with all the different things, and then they go through the different pools, which we have 4 or 5 pools here, and they go through the different pools until they get back to what we call a releasing pool, and they stay there until they're big enough, healthy enough to go back out to sea. And then we crate them up again, put them in these big crates, and we took 3 out the other day that had been here a year.
The sanctuary waits for a calm sea just before low tide and carefully crates up 2 or more seals that have grown up together within the surroundings of the sanctuary. This ensures that they have each other when swimming out to sea. Then it is a short drive up to a quiet beach on a national nature reserve not far from the breeding colony, where the keepers then bring the crates as close to the sea as possible for the seals to easily get out and into the water.
I think some of the girls do get emotion to them, but you've got to live with that and learn that they've got to go out. And we go and take them out down onto the beach with a 4x4, and you know that some of them don't really want to go. They don't want to venture that big pool. They try to get back to the Land Rover, and we have to say bye-bye.